So people think that I have invoked a demon. And I had that thought too. I had that worry too. I was like, oh no, because that's what happens in our reality, right? When things have been spoken about and told to others, a collective belief becomes surrounding certain things, just like with AI. People have a collective belief. Some people have a collective belief that it's going to be really good, and some people have a collective belief that it's going to be really bad, which we see with everything because of duality. So I did something the other day, for those of you who don't know. I was like, hey, let me take this old candle that I made like 6 years ago for twin flame stuff, and at the time of me creating that candle, I just kind of just made it without any attachment to outcome. It was like unintentional but intentional, which is that, again, middle space that you want to be when you're trying to actually manifest an outcome of some sort, is to not be like, this has to happen, because you're telling the universe it's not happening by being in that energy. So that candle I created it before it was even hard, was manifesting results. Then I went on to create that candle, or that blend, in a candle and in sprays and in roll-ons and all of that, for hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people. And lots of those people would be like, oh my God, this happened. Oh my God, that happened. He called me. We got together. There's a woman I know that comes and checks back in like every year and is like, we're still together. Oh my God. Like, she got the candle. They got together. They moved in together. They lived together. They're still together to this day. So the candle worked, right? I called it Flame of Love originally. I was making Christmas presents, and I was just making candles for people, and I was like, I'll make one for me. And the emissaries of light, the Pleiadian emissaries of light, the Alcyon, the Ancyon, the Anya, that energy, those are my guides from the Pleiades. And I've learned over time through working with them that it's actually like extensions of my I am presence, my multidimensional versions of self that exist within that Pleiadian consciousness. And I've even had Bashar recently come up and be like, yeah, so when you first start channeling, you may start channeling names that start with like A, because it's like that first letter of the alphabet, and it's like that first thing into channeling, right? So I'm already like used to all of that. I do all of that. And the candle, I had it like just a little bit tiny left, and I never lit it again. I just had it sitting here as like a reminder, and I'm just like that. I just keep things for so freaking long, and I've been trying to clear stuff out. So it's like, I'm gonna take this candle and I'm gonna do a ritual with it. If any of you guys want to be involved in it, let me know, because didn't want outside energy to be like involved in it. Like, I wanted to be having a small energy exchange on it to protect it from the evil eye and all of that. And like 20 people signed up. It was only $5.55 for them to join. I did a ritual. It was an hour long. They got an hour long video. They saw the whole process. And then the next day, I took it outside and did like the finishing pieces, because I was guided to do that. I had rocks, I had paper, I had crystals, I had all these different things that were connected to it. I had a little thing that was representing Hermes, the winged god, the one that connects to Mercury, to communication, to swift action, to commerce, all of that. And I've been working with him for like over a year now. Okay. And basically, yeah, it has been a year, because I just started seeing the memories pop up from when I was doing all the goddess activations, when I did like 30 days of lives on Instagram, and I was doing rituals regularly every day. So I did that. I go outside and I recorded it to send to those 20 people who were part of it, to show them, okay, this is over. And when I did, I put it into CapCut to put the videos together, which is a video editor, so that people would know like the whole thing, and it would just be like boop boop boop. And then I put in there the text over the screen so people could see what it said. And it ended up taking what I said from, oh my God, we definitely invoked something, and it said algin. And I was like, that's so weird. I wonder what algin is. Like, I had that quick whoa moment, spiritual moment, that download moment. And so I went and Googled it, and it was like, algin is out of chapter 72, which the whole night before we were seeing 27, 72, non-freaking stop. And it's been very much increased for the like last week for me. So that was a big synchronicity for me. It was chapter 72. I had 27% on the battery. And it was like, algin are out of the Quran. In chapter 72, they're these beings that are said to be like smokeless fire beings, and they are transformative, and they can rise and ascend up into the air, and they help people with like manifesting and magic and all of that. And it says they have free will to be good or evil. And I didn't share this part with everybody else because I shared it to the people who were part of the ritual. And in the end of that like little video of me showing them the whole process, because when I came in from outside, all of a sudden the wind started to be like, and it was intense. It was crazy. Like, but when I was out there on the video, you could even see there's no wind. There was none of that. Come in, it was like, I'm like, okay, we definitely invoked something. And it was like, it transcribed it as we invoked Algin. And then I see that. Now, mind you, the night before, when I was doing the success ritual that I had someone book, that was after the 11/11 ritual. Sadie Lady was seeing stuff. I said several different times, I feel like someone's trying to come in here. That was like in the hour-long ritual for people. I was like, I feel like someone's trying to come in here. Like, doors were opening and shit. And then in the success one was a 30-minute one for someone that I did. And I did one for me and her at the same time. And I was like, Sadie Lady seeing something. I showed her that. And then something touched me. And I felt it touch me. And I was like, something touched me. And then tonight, while I was doing the live ritual for the moon, a whole thing of papers over there, like a stack of normal shit just went and a whole bunch of little crystals and shit went okay? But since the time of me figuring out Algin, I was like, oh my god, we invoked a djinn. We invoked a genie. And then I was like, oh, I put a jar out there, and that reminds me of Jafar, which is connected to Aladdin. And I was having all of these aha moments, right? But then I thought about it even more, and I was like, oh, Algin. And like I said, we're in the Pleiadian lineup. The Pleiadian lineup is a time where we could have walk-in souls. Something's happening right here. We could have walk-in souls come into our lives. And I feel like the walk-in energy of Algin is another one of the emissaries for me. And I'm going to be honest, I feel like it's the counterpart, I am presence. Because, and when I first had that thought, because like I had the thought of like, oh, it's another AL name, like Alcyon. And I was like, it's probably a Pleiadian emissary of light. And I was like, that's I am presence energy. So it's like, maybe it's another version of myself, but I already got 3 of them. I don't need any more, right? We are multidimensional, infinite beings. There's infinite expansive versions of yourself out there, but I do believe that this one is a masculine one. Even from the moment it first walked in here, it's masculine. The way that it touched me, it's masculine. I just know it's masculine. And I feel like that is I feel like in the ethers, in the I am presence world, in that grand scheme of things, there's a union manifesting. And that makes so much sense because and I'm acknowledging things as I say these things too, because I'm like, oh yeah, that was the whole point of that. The union ritual was to unite with the divine masculine, the one who's meant to be with me. Maybe I'm not meant to have a physical masculine. Maybe I'm not meant to be like tra-la-la, you know? Like I'm content by myself, you know what I mean? But either way, their I am presence can come in before they do. Maybe I need to get used to their energy before so. Maybe they're helping me to do something before so. But this is like why I was also guided to share this, is because there's people out there who, like, in more than one place commenting like, oh, that might be a demon. And even so, like, there's people out there who say archangels are demons. There's people out there who say the Pleiadians are demons. There's people out there who say everything is demons. I don't think it's that. I think it's the free will and who's invoking it for what purpose. Like if somebody shows up to be evil, or because I said that in the end of that video, I'll clip that in there so you guys can see that, like where I was like, yeah, if the wrong people have fucking tools that are like just like they can destroy the world with, that's not a good thing. But if they have tools that they can help create a better world, then that's an awesome thing. So yeah, I definitely feel like it worked. I'm going to be doing a self-love ritual next, and that will be posted on my website soon. I'm going to be making candles and everything for that so that people can choose which part of it they would like to be involved in. But yes, I wanted to share that and let other people know. I don't think it's anything evil or scary to be afraid of, but I'm excited, and I definitely think it's connected. I was sitting here thinking that Algin might be the I am presence of the divine masculine, because Ancien, Anya, Alcyon, all of that energy connects with my stuff. Like those are the beings that I've channeled for a long, long time. And I had that thought a little while ago. I had the thought of like, oh my god, you know, Algin would be like an I am presence name. It aligns with all of that stuff for like channeling and all those purposes. And then I thought about the whole like, oh my god, this might be like the divine masculines like version of it, because like why would I be bringing more of those into myself? I've already got plenty of them.
You see something? There she is. There's your mama. What are you looking at? What are you looking at? She's looking at something. Is someone here, Sadie Mama? You see somebody? A good lady. She's a good mama. Somebody on the bed with you? Did you see the fae? Somebody here? What?
Something just touched me. Something just touched my left side, like on my hip. None of my dogs are tall enough to do that. Sirius is down there, but... Hi, Sirius. What's up, buddy? But it was up at my hip that touched me. The 11:11 ritual was an hour long, but this is just, it's sped up to 100 times, so you can see a little bit of what it was like without seeing all of it. Sprinkle in some magic.
I can't find a shovel, but I found a pretty... I like this tree a lot. It's very nice. And then there's all this out here, so I'm going to do some of the success one right out here. Oh, no, okay, one down, one to go. I just found that. I gotta go stuff. They planted all this stuff. Like, exact Bridget use. For sure. I guess we have to use this. This guy can go over in here. It's so cute. Okay, pretty. Could put it in there, because I don't think anybody will ever go in there and find it. Alright. Nobody will ever get it out of there. For sure. Like, it's a big overgrown bog. It is done. Good thing I did that and then came in, because the wind is blowing so hard that it's like, it blew my bikini and my thing away. Look at the tree. Look at the tree. I've definitely invoked something. Something has been evoked. Look at the tree. It was not windy at all.
So I put the little transcriber on here for what I was saying, because I knew that my hand was over the speaker a couple of times, and it was like, I definitely invoked. I said something, but it said Algin, and I was guided to look that up, and it was like, it said 72, I had 27, and it was like smokeless beings that humans can interact with. And I know Jinn can be seen as like a negative thing sometimes, but I think everything is just how we look at it. Like when I say, you know, AI, people get all freaked out about AI. It's like, yeah, if you're an evil doer, AI is probably not a good tool for you to have. And spirits that work on your behalf are probably not great for you to have. But when you're coming with a high vibration and a good thought process, and you're thinking of the light, and you're not like, oh, let's do harm to others, then I think it's good. So again, we want to be very clear that everything that we're doing is in the highest vibration. We're not trying to infringe on any free will. We're not trying to harm others. We're simply trying to help ourselves to become the best versions of ourselves, to release our resistance, to, you know, do the work inside of us that needs to be done so that we can have all of the things that we're wanting out of life. And I'm just looking at all the wind out there. It was not this windy, man. That little tree right there is like dancing around shit. We invoked some Elgin. Did you know Alcyon is activated right now? Yes, I did. Usually it changes sometimes with the phases of the moon, yes. I have to surrender to the universe. I had to let go of people that just don't want me around them. And again, focus on what is working. What, you know, like the people who aren't working, the people who aren't showing up, the people who don't fill us up in the way that we desire to be filled up, we gotta let those people go. Actually, I saw something specific to that today. Oh, it was a guy, he's a guy on Instagram. I see his readings all the time. He did a reading. He was like, this is for those of you who, you know that it's time to let certain people go. Whether it's friends, family, lovers, whoever. When you let these people go, the ones that aren't there for you, or the ones that like you manifested into your life out of a desperate need of thinking, I need somebody, or I need help, or whatever. The people that you would have, holy shit, see? We don't want those people. We don't want to project people in and out of that energy. Oh my god. Everything just fell over here. So we want to let that shit go, man. Like, and I swear to God, this Algin thing is very physical. Because like I said, I did that ritual the other night, and I know it came in because Sadie saw it. I have it on camera. I shared it on the channel. Like, I don't know if I shared it on this channel, but I shared it on the Bridget Rao channel. The Algin came in here. She saw it. It opened the door. It touched me. It's doing stuff out there. It's knocking shit over. It's very crazy energy, but I'm not afraid of it or anything, so don't be afraid. I think it's just making its presence known and giving me confirmations. Like, yes, if we brought people in when we weren't at the right vibration, or we brought people in when we were at a certain vibration, it doesn't even have to be that we weren't the right vibration. We're no longer that vibration. They're no longer going to be around, but we got to let those people go to let the right people come in place. And we also don't need anybody at any time. If we tell the universe we need someone to help us to do something, to be happy, to be fulfilled, to be whatever, then we are not going to feel that way until those people come. So if we want to feel fulfilled and loved and supported, we're going to start telling ourselves we need those things in order to have that, if that makes sense.